This is Mario from Trade of the Day, and for this video, I am going to talk about a very important concept for new beginner traders. I'm going to explain why you should learn how to swing trade before you get into day trading, especially if you're a beginner. And I'm going to explain why in this video. All right, let's get started. So, one of the reasons why it's so important when you first start trading, why you should become a swing trader versus a day trader is because you have to pay attention of the bigger picture. If you do not understand how to read the daily chart, you're not going to understand how to read the intraday chart if you're a day trader. Let me give you an example. For example, this is a 1 year chart of Netflix, 1 year daily chart Netflix, and I added some resistance and support levels. And you have to understand these levels before you understand the day trading side of it, because a lot of the day trading is based on these levels on the swing trade chart. Why? Because when you get into day trading, you have to align multiple levels of support and resistance, or multiple time frames, and that will include the daily chart versus the minute chart, the 5 minute, the 30 minute. So you have to align multiple time frames as a day trader. And if you're not even good at aligning time frames in the daily chart, how do you even expect to do that in the intraday for day trading? You are going to make many mistakes. So the reason why it's important to start swing trading first is you start looking at the bigger picture. Now let me look at the 1 year chart and the daily. Let me look at the 5 year, the 6 month, the 3 month, and look at the price action in the daily candles, so I can understand how to read the bigger picture versus focusing on the smaller picture, the 5 minute chart, the 1 minute chart, intraday, which is very hard to read because you have to align it in the multiple time frames and the bigger picture side for you to even be successful. So that's one thing. The next thing is reading price action. Um, Now, reading price action, if you look at this in the swing chart, it's a lot easier. You know. Now this is a daily chart. Now this was a breakout of Netflix, broke out in a couple of days in a row, created this resistance level, and pulled back to the support level. Now, if you look in the chart, this support level, this 167 level, you see this number is based on this last top. So it's a lot easier to read these support levels when price pulls back, and then it starts testing it, and then you see a move in it, which I actually traded this swing trade on Netflix, bought here and sold over here. It's a lot easier to read this on a day-to-day basis versus in a day trade. And I'm gonna actually I show you that as well. Now the other thing too is the volume patterns too. Now, as you guys can see, there was a huge volume surge right here on this earnings day that would cause the breakout. And then there was a low volume sell-off consolidation. So that meant that once support was going to test, it was a high probability that support here was going to hold. Now, this tested a couple days, but then you saw this confirmation candle right here on this day on August 30th that this trend was going to still continue to move. So that's very, very important. Learning how to read the price action and volume patterns. And if you're not able to do that in the daily, then you're most likely not going to do that in the intraday. Because the intraday, the day trading side of it, it's a lot faster. So if you're having still trouble reading the price action on support and resistance levels on a daily chart, it's going to be very, very difficult for you to read it in the intraday. So let me give an example. Now, so I already gave you an example of the swing trade, a day chart. Now, every single one of these candles represents a day. So I just want you guys to know that. So it's a lot easier. You just can look at day by day, versus minute by minute in many cases when you're day trading, which is very, very difficult. So now let's look at a swing trade, actually, excuse me, a day trade that's set up actually for today. So again, the multiple time frames. So what are we looking here? Now we're looking at, there's some resistance level here at 15. And if you look at the 6 month chart, we could see that right here CHRS broke out on this day on earnings. It broke out of this 1248, 1250 area, but it came back, and we were looking for continuation on that move again. So if you don't understand, actually, there's another support level right here. It's 1125. Which I want to put that right there. So it's very, very important. So again, now you're aligning the day chart, the daily chart, the 6 month or the 1 year, and you could do both. The 1 year is my favorite, and then from there I keep going down to the 6 months. So that's 1 year to 6 month, and now let's look at the intraday. See how it aligns. See, this is the 1125 level that I was talking about before, and see how this 1248 level here on this day that it kind of held that resistance level. Like price couldn't go above that. Now those levels are very, very important. So like I said, if you are beginning as a trader and you not understand how to read the support and resistance levels on a daily chart, it's going to affect you so much in your day trading. It's going to mess you up. So it's very, very difficult. So that's another reason why it's so important to learn swing trading first before you get into day trading. So for example, this is a day trading type of setup that is very, very popular. Now again, you see this breakout, high volume. It's very, very important. So now you're looking for a second continuation, day trade. It's a day trade. So in this case, you saw a weak open. You saw a weak open. You saw that it was sold off. And the goal of the day trader is to kind of read this type of price action, and it's very difficult. You see these little candles. There's actually 1 minute candles. Keep that in mind. These are 1 minute candles. So the speed of it, it's a lot faster. And if you don't have experience even reading the daily candles, imagine trying to read those 1 day candles, which is very, very difficult, and trying to figure out a pattern. Now in this case, the pattern was once you saw this higher low, you see this higher low. So there's a lower low right here, low, and this low was actually higher than here. And then you saw some strength coming in, and then moving to a red or green move. That was a pattern right there. So the pattern was a breakout out of this range right here. This level right here, 1180, broke out. Of course, by here, you want to put your stop either below the VWAP or below the lower high, and ride it for a 2-to-1 or 1-to-1. So again, this move literally happened in, let's say, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Or actually, let me put a 5-minute candle. You guys can get a better picture. So this move happened literally in, let's say, 5, 10, 15 minutes. 15-minute move. So it's like a 15-minute trade, which is very quickly. Versus, if you look at Netflix was a, I believe each one of these candles represents a day. So I believe this is like a 2-week trade. So your bottom held for around 2 weeks. So it's a very lot slower or a lot smoother. Which again, if you are a beginner trader, it's very, very important to learn with the basics, to learn the day candle, to learn how to read the daily candle first to get used to the price action. Because once you move into day trading, for example, like CHRS, this move, it happens really quick. And it's hard to read too. Especially if you're reading at the 1 minute, it's very hard to read this type of move and see when it's going to be the right time to buy. For example, a lot of newbies may see this flush, this washout, and buy here, and then it bounces and then it sells off, and they stop out right here, and they buy here, and bounce over here, and it sells off, and you know what I mean, and they sell over here, and they cut their losses. So it's very, very important to learn how to read the price action, the intraday patterns. And if you don't have experience doing that on a daily, on the intraday, on the day trade, is going to be very, very difficult, and it's going to mess you up. The next thing that I want to cover is support and resistance levels, which are these levels right here. You have to learn how to read those on a daily first, so you can align multiple time frames. So you can align in a day trade side, so everything can kind of align and make sense. So that's another very, very important thing. So you learn these alignments uh, by learning how to swing trade first. Because in day trading, and if you try to look at little support and resistance levels on the day chart, on the intraday, we're here on the last day. Some of these don't hold that well. Look at this level right here. It didn't hold very well. But look at this. This 1125. It held very well. Didn't even hit it, but definitely this level was definitely supported. So that's one other thing that you want to keep in mind. The other thing is risk management. As a swing trader, the goal is to risk $1 to make two. So a 2-to-1 reward to risk. So if you're risking $100, it goes to make $200. You're risking $1,000 to make $2,000. And of course, it's all based on area, on how much you're risking. Now here, if you would have bought it at 167, and then if your stop was around below that, around 165, you're right there. You're risking $2 to make four. Or actually, if you were to buy right here 170, let's say 170, and then your stop is below, let's see, 165. So excuse me, if you're buying, let's say if you would have bought around 175 and your stop is below 165, or you would have risked $10 to make 20. Or if you would have bought at 173, actually 170, and your stop is at 165, you're risking $5 to make $10. So if you bought at 170, of course your goal is to sell 180, and that's a 2-to-1. If you want a 3-to-1, you want to sell 185. So, and again, these are days. So you waiting on a day-to-day basis versus here, CHRS, you know what I mean? If you bought here at a 1170 and your risk was at 1160, you're risking 10 cents. And a lot of day traders, sometimes they risk 1-to-1. They risk 10 cents to make 10 cents. And this is very, very quick. So if you're not good at reading price action and you're trying to risk 10 cents to make 10 cents or even 10 cents to make 20, it's all about, at that point, it's all about entry. It's all about the reading of price action and getting in at the right exact time. It's all about timing. So it's very, very difficult if you're learning how to day trade. If you have no experience learning how to swing trade and trying to read the price action, trying to time it in the day trade, you're not going to be good at it. It's very, very difficult to time it. And not a lot of people are able to do that as a beginner. It takes time to learn that skill. And the speed is a lot faster. So you also want to remember that. It's a lot faster to day trade. It's a lot faster move versus swing trading. And if you're a beginner, it's very, very difficult to read that type of price action. Now, I am going to give an NBA analogy of swing trading versus day trading. If you never ever played basketball in your whole life and you want to learn how to play basketball, swing trading is almost like going to play at your local park, trying to maybe uh, do a pickup game with your local friends and play basketball. That's how the competition is in swing trading. Day trading is like never ever played basketball in your life and trying to play for the NBA. You know, so day trading, there are a lot of successful traders who scalp and also they might buy and hold for 5 minutes. They might buy and hold for 10 or 20 or even half an hour or even an hour. But a lot of those day traders have years of experience and they're really good at it because they're able to time it. They're able to learn how to read the price action because they have so many years of experience. But if you have no experience in swing trading or day trading, no experience in trading at all, you're gonna get the timing wrong. You're not gonna be able to understand the price action, how the candlesticks moves. For example, these candlesticks, and also the higher, higher, low, and the momentum side of it. It's gonna be very difficult for you to understand that. So that's another reason why you want to start with swing trading. Now, I'm gonna give my personal experience as well. When I first started trading, I took a boot camp. I actually took several courses and several courses that taught both day trading and swing trading. Now, because I wanted to become a day trader, I wanted to make quick money. I got into day trading first, but I messed up so many times. And after 6 months of day trading and just being break even or making a little bit of money, I decided to focus on the swing trading. So I started swing trading, and I found that it was a lot easier for me to understand the swing trading, the price action, the support and resistance levels, versus in a day trading. And also, swing trading taught me how to look at the multiple time frames, how to align multiple time frames on a day chart and also the intraday chart, which also helped my day trading. So as my swing trading improved, my day trading improved as well. And why? Because I was able to kind of learn little by little on day-to-day basis, look at the bigger picture, what's happening on a day-to-day basis, align that with the intraday chart and the multiple time frames of a daily chart versus the 5 minute chart versus the 1 minute chart, and I was able to align those multiple time frames to become better successful day trader. So my own personal experience, it helped me to focus more on swing trading first and then get into day trading. So in my personal experience, if you are a new trader and you want to learn how to day trade, start with swing trading first. Once you have a couple months of doing that successfully and you understand how to read the support and resistance levels on the daily chart, now you can get into swing day trading and align those multiple time frames on the intraday chart so you're able to day trade around that. All right, guys. So I hope you guys were able to learn something from this video. I know in my personal experience, like I said, it really helped me in my day trading to focus on swing trading first, and then everything else became so much easier. My day trading started doing so much better because I was able to understand the price action and also was able to align the multiple time frames and also my speed. Because if I've been swing trading for a while, I actually started to understand more about price action on a day to day and able to kind of change it to like a minute to 5 minute basis, and it kind of made sense, a lot more sense versus focusing on day trading first. So again, guys, feel free to make any comments, like this video, follow me on Facebook or Instagram. You'll find a link in the description, and you guys will hear from me soon. Have a good one, guys.